Greetings, people. We got a whole bunch of updates when it comes to crypto. Mainly, what I wanted to focus on in this video is updates for SonicSVM. We've made probably 5, 6, 7 videos on that, as well as what other good news there are, considering that Trump and the Melanie Trump coin went live in the last 2 days. And then as well, some more updates for example, Myria, as well as Delysium, just to bring in some more things that have to do with nodes. And then some more announcements about videos I'm going to make in the next few days when I'm done traveling, because, you know, mobile setup is a little bit scuffed. We talked about Sonic in a couple different ways, mostly about the nodes, as well as what it means and what they do. But they're the first SVM to launch on Solana for games and applications, which means, as like a, general idea, let's say you swipe on TikTok, and then you want to get somebody out of the app. There's usually a link to a different website. But what if the other website would be put on top of TikTok so you can stay in the app while also being outside the app? That's like the very basic way to understand on what exactly is happening with Sonic. And they had the token launch and airdrop about a week or 2 weeks ago. And since then, the token is performing pretty well. Most of the times when there's a large airdrop, most of the tokens get sold off right away. I think we launched at about 60 cents down here. So we're pretty much at the same price as of the airdrop. We spiked due to hype at $1.20. And now we stay at a fairly consistent 60 to 70 cents. Keep in mind that the drop from yesterday is because Trump, after he launched his own coin, also launched the Melanie Trump coin, which went to, I think, $7 billion right away. So a lot of money that was in Trump, right here, was taken out, put into Melanie, and now things are going to go back to normal. They stabilize a little. For Sonic though, we are at a market cap of 228 million, which honestly is like 10 times as high as I thought they would launch at. And this has been going fairly well. And now that Trump is inaugurated, so he is again president of the United States, and he has his own coin. And seems to be a lot of crypto positive and focused things that are happening and will happen over the next couple of years. So maybe the bull run is not just this year, but the next 4 years. It would mean also that the ban that they had on TikTok, where I think TikTok didn't work for a couple of days in America, not sure, I'm not there, that is lifted as far as I know, in which he mentioned already that he asked companies not to let TikTok stay dark. And then we also had the news that TikTok is back, which means, well, there might be some, little bit of fear at first because Sonic is built as a TikTok app layer. That is now back to normal. So everything is going well. Overall for the token, personally, I think I have a couple notes. I think I have two or three, not too sure right now. But I've been simply farming the token. I also, when I collect my tokens, I simply stake them for the next 6 months because I'm pretty sure if they obviously launch and sit at a market cap consistently at over 200 mil, and this is probably going to go fairly well over the next couple of years. And while I'm not an expert when it comes to technical analysis, for me, it's more like a gut feeling of what it does next. For example, earlier last year, like around June, I thought that Mantra is undervalued, so I bought this one at 60 cents, did absolutely nothing, just held the token, went to $4.30 or so. Turned out well. When Reploy AI launched, I thought, well, this sounds pretty cool, let's get it. And I think I saw it at 10 cents or 12 cents, and peaked at almost $14. Seemed to do quite well. All you gotta do is look at the team. Do they do what they say? Do they say what they do? If so, good gut feeling, go into it. What is also important to mention is that because the Trump coin is on Solana, and you can trade it, I think at this point you can trade it on every single exchange, as well as, Radium, Orca, Jupiter, any of those. That means that Solana is most likely going to be the go-to chain this run. Probably things like Base as well, once they get more developed. Now, what I've seen personally is if I want to pay in crypto on different sites, because sometimes there's an option for it. The one thing that I've seen the most common, the most often, is Solana Pay. It's not MetaMask Pay, it's not pay through crypto.com. It's usually Solana Pay, making things that are built on Solana, for Solana, hinting towards that, also quite valuable to onboard the next billion users. Because now that the president of the whole country says, hey, crypto cool, we have our own coin. El Salvador is fully crypto friendly. I think in most of South America, they use crypto as well. Recently in Asia, I've also seen a couple banners of like USDT accepted for restaurants. It becomes more and more global, but most regular people aren't in crypto. So we got to onboard them in a way where we use Web 2, put crypto on top of that, and then get them into it. This does exactly that. And I would then lastly simply read you this, what do you call it, statement, what do you call it, longer sentence. It pretty much sums up what they're doing. Their hypergrid expansion mechanism, what they developed, seamlessly integrated with Solana, offers a scalable solution. That's the important part, because if you use ETH and you have insane gas fees, that's not really scalable. By enhancing transaction speed and data availability, Sonic ensures that Solana's ecosystem can sustain its growing user base. solidifying its position as a critical enabler of Web3 innovation. And the more people get, kind of forced or led into the direction of Web3, the more use cases Sonic is going to have. And while we talked about, Sonic in other videos as well, what I can personally say from being in the project, having it for the last, I don't know how many, 4 months, 5 months, for a pretty long time now, and holding the token and staking it myself, I think long-term it's going to go fairly well. So at 60 cents right now, I would say it's undervalued, but not financial advice, links down below. Check it out yourself. And then we get some updates as well for Delysium on what they've been working on. In short, they launched Delysium 1 about a week ago, which is mass adoption for AI agents. We've heard from the CEO of NVIDIA, Jason Huang, that AI agents are going to be a $1 trillion industry, and it seems to go that way. If you have somebody who works for basically free 24/7 without saying anything, that's a pretty good worker. And those are AI agents that we can use in different things. We've seen Agent Layer doing pretty well. We've seen other AI projects doing well. And Delysium with Delysium 1 is also going pretty strong. Right now, we still sit at a market cap of 150 mil, give or take, roughly around 13 cents. Every time Bitcoin goes up, money flows in there, then it flows into other layer 1 coins, then it launches, something like Trump coin gets launches, it flows in there, and eventually all the money goes into the alts, so people make strong gains there. I hold a bunch of nodes and farm the token daily. I simply let it run, don't claim it, and I'm happy with that. And while we've made a bunch of videos on Delysium, let's focus on what is new with Delysium 1, in which there is an agent creation, in which users are required to use the token, right? Additional use cases for the token makes it more deflationary over time to purchase and host an AI agent in order to participate in Delysium 1, for which the creator then locks a specified amount of their tokens to establish a bonding curve for new agent tokens. We're then also creating an agent liquidity pool, as well as a new token that is then launched that presents or represents the agent that is minted. I think we've seen it with the virtuals and what was it, A16Z or ZKBXT, some complicated name like that, in which the token that was generated after or through virtuals went up to like 160 million in market cap alone. Kind of like how we have Pump.fun and then Peanut the Squirrel was launched, which went to like 2.5 billion. There always only needs to be a single good project that comes out of it in order to significantly increase the price. They have a fair launch principle behind it with those 4 things over there. There's a 1% trading fee behind it, which is subject to potential future adjustments to cover essential operation costs and ensuring a fair and transparent launch. Having a fixed token supply of 1 billion tokens with multiple years being locked for liquidity pools, while also having no pre-mining or insider allocation available, making it fair for everybody. Now, the money that they make through Delysium 1 is fully allocated to the agent fund, which is open to public fundraising, allowing users to contribute and participate in the trading of agent assets launched within their system. And while there are 3 different fees for entry, trading, and listing, from what I've seen, based on their AI so far, what they've done with Lucy and what they're working on and the nodes overall, it is still one of those node projects where I was more than happy that I got into it right at the launch, because all you have to do is you buy it once, farm tokens, do nothing ever, claim it at some point in the future, sell it, and be happy. Or simply stake it, get even more, and be even happier. So when it comes to the mass adoption of AI agents on blockchain, as it says right there, that's exactly what they're doing. Because if something exists, and it's going to be big in the future, for example, Starlink and SpaceX is going to be insanely huge once they publicly launch. They might actually be public already, not sure yet, but that company is valued at like $350 billion at the moment, and it's probably going to be multiple trillions in the future, because imagine you're in an airplane, right? And you fly. Do you have internet? Not really. And if you do, it's pretty bad. Starlink solves that. Done. If you have something that is going to be on top, then all the other competitors, they kind of have to, integrate that. Otherwise, they get completely destroyed. So if we know that AI agents are huge and they built a platform for that to make mass adoption possible, they stay there and win. And that's not thinking like 1 month ahead or 5 months ahead. That's thinking years ahead. They position themselves in the right area. Time to analyze what makes Delysium 1 different compared to virtuals and hyperliquid. I simply shared the screenshot because otherwise, there isn't anything else to look at. So we get AI-driven intelligence screening, limited launches and only AI knows AI philosophy, a modular AI financial system behind it, as well as a collaborative trading and design, of being scarcity driven, using resources efficiently in synergistic value addition. Basically, lots of words that make the one on the left, Delysium 1, better than virtuals and hyperliquid. Obviously, slightly different focuses in each project, but we take what hyperliquid does, what virtuals does, and add that or improve on it to build something great. We're standing on the edge of something irresistible. AI agents are no longer just a concept, and they're here to profit off of that, making sure that we also, if we get into it, get some additional bonuses. And I'm simply here to let you know. Do you have to buy it? No, I don't care. Do whatever you like. I'm simply showing you things that are new and kind of cool. Segue into what else is new with other node projects, with Myria. Well, we're still waiting for gaming to fully take off when it comes to Web3. They just launched their minigames campaign, which is kind of cool, you know, something lighthearted, something fun. And they have a share of $5,000 in prizes at the moment on the leaderboard, which you still have time until January 22nd in order to get up there. During the campaign, players can use Myria tokens to buy tickets and participate in weekly leaderboard sprints with some hefty prizes at stake, for which all you gotta do is connect your wallet and continue. And then also, of course, use the token and play a couple different games. We got Moonman, Jelly Bash, and a few others, for which you buy tickets for about $1, play and win, get your leaderboard updates, and then also get rewarded in tokens. And we have seen something similar in Delysium that we just talked about, in which they had a sort of mini game when you claim tokens, where you can spin the wheel and you get a multiplier on whatever money in tokens you use for that. So if you use 10 tokens to spin the wheel and you land on like a 1.2x field, you get 12 tokens back. But in this case, you actually get some mini games and not just spin wheel, win or lose. You have some additional inputs here. Importantly, if you do more than everybody else and you're on the leaderboard, you get some free money, as long as you don't suck too bad. And if you're into Myria anyways, and you have, for example, a node, you have a bunch of tokens, it could be something for you, just as like an update in case you haven't seen it, because the idea is nice, and you might like it too. And then lastly, a couple things that I will make full videos on fairly soon. One is Particle Network. Idea in here is one account, one balance, any chain. So if I want to buy Ethereum and I'm on Solana, that kind of works, right? I have a Phantom wallet, I have multiple addresses in there, I could buy ETH. But let's say I only hold Solana and I want to buy Bitcoin or an NFT on virtuals. That normally, it's not that seamless. It's not like, hey, I have money, you have something, let me buy it. It's more like, okay, I have to send it to your wallet, but I don't have it, so I have to download the wallet, I have to create that, and then I have to swap the money first to something else, send it to this cross-chain swap here, and then I can buy it here. It's a lot of steps, right? And if you were to explain it to anybody who isn't in crypto, it's just too complicated. So with Particle, what they're doing, and we will go into detail later this week, they have a universal account for which you can have, let's say, US dollars, and you can buy anything. You have Solana, you can buy anything. There's no limit between, oh, I only have Bitcoin, but I want to buy ETH. How do I do that? You can just swap it, done. And that's pretty cool. The other thing is that you probably heard about by now is Swarm Network. This is not the one, but the other one. This one over here, Swarm Network gets swarmed. AI agent X human-powered decentralized truth. Soon they're gonna have their agent license sale. Pretty much notes, I think, something like that. That gives you some tokens. And I'll make a video on this as well, as they're hyping up the marketing more and more. And I think you're going to like this one as well. So far, this is just in its, starting stages. It's not out yet. But in the next couple of weeks, I think this one is going to launch. With that being said, for everything in this video, lots of updates, a lot of more stuff to come, because tomorrow I'm almost done traveling, so I can set things up more and be more focused on a normal day-to-day routine. See you fairly soon. Take care.